What's up everybody, my name is Morgan Woods and today we're going to be taking a look at the M1 MacBook Pro and we're going to be judging whether or not it is a decent laptop for heavy workflows, video editors and photo editors. But before we take a look into any of that, remember to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. In 3, 2, 1... Okay, so the M1 Mac, it's finally here. Apple have ditched Intel for their own silicon. That means that we have a brand new MacBook Air, a brand new MacBook Pro, and a brand new Mac Mini. Now, I'm not bothered about the MacBook Pro or the Mac Mini, because I have already invested my money in the MacBook Air. I have gone from a 13-inch MacBook Pro to a 13-inch MacBook Air. Why? Okay, so let me just give you a quick teardown of the specs of this particular model. This model has 512 gigabytes of storage, it has 8 gigabytes of RAM, has an 8-core CPU and an 8-core GPU with the Apple Silicon. Now this particular model coming at around £1,249. It doesn't have any fans in it either, it's got no cooling system or anything like that, but it does still house a nice new display so that it's all nice and colour accurate, you know, the P3 wide gamut, whatever the specs are. Okay, so with the specs out of the way, what do we actually do on this? We edit video and we edit photos. Now, is it any good at either one of these, bearing the name MacBook Air? Now, in the history, in the past, MacBook Air has never been able to do anything of the kind. And as you know, I own a Canon R5, which is now famous for having some really heavy and hard to work with files. So why did I pick a MacBook Air? Now let me just tell you what I do personally with this laptop. I edit 4K 120, 4K 24, 4K 60, and even 8K RAW. Now if you're not quite getting the picture yet, this laptop's a beast. Now the DJI RS2 video that I made not long back, that was completely edited on the MacBook Air and exported from the MacBook Air. All in better quality mode in Final Cut Pro, and not a single frame dropped. Now how long did it take to export an 11-minute and 10-second video in 4K on the MacBook Air? It took 14 minutes and 18 seconds. That's just a little bit over the full length of the video, so it's not a long time, but it's also not the best export time. But what do you expect? It's a MacBook Air. There's no fans in it. So this thing can handle 4K 24 from the R5 and 4K 120 with a heavy color grade on it and not drop a single frame. But let's not just talk about video. This thing edits photos like an absolute beast as well. It opens up Lightroom and Photoshop in an instant. Now we all know how long Photoshop normally takes to open. It's ridiculous. Now we finally have a machine that can open Photoshop within a split second. Just to put that in perspective, this iMac has a 10-core i9 with 16 gigabytes of graphics in it and 32 gigs of RAM. And this still stutters opening up Photoshop and editing Canon's R5 footage. Okay, so as you know, Apple also released a MacBook Pro and a Mac Mini. Now, in this video, I'm going to be telling you which one I think you should buy. Personally, completely cut out the MacBook Pro. The MacBook Pro is not worth even looking at. The Mac Mini or the MacBook Air are the only two options that you should really have. They killed their own MacBook Pro by making this just as good as the MacBook Pro. So if you like to edit at home and you have a monitor and you like to sit down at a desk and do it all, then the Mac Mini is going to be the one for you. But if you are a vlogger, a travel vlogger, somebody who's always on the move, you like to take your stuff wherever you go, the MacBook Air is that thin and light that it just slips into pretty much any bag possible. Now not only that, it's ridiculously powerful so that wherever you take it, you can pretty much guarantee that this is going to be able to get the job done. Now, can the MacBook Air replace your main editing machine? I think yes. I've been using this more than I've been using this, and I'm starting to feel a little bit foolish spending all that money on this. So for the price, I personally think this is the most high-valued laptop on the market. But let me know what you think down in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe, do all the stuff that you already love to do. I will see you in the next one. City.